Ice Cream Canada.
Hi, was back.
Baseline video lesson plan, or reviewing your video.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to say.
All the standards. What's working? What's not working? Like what?
The thing, it's similar to the last thing we looked at, where I think the thing that you do really, really well is connecting with the students.
Okay.
And it did show so other than just your personal connections, your relationships with the students, which is always positive. You like that. You're like I am. Like you like to have fun. You like to play with them. You like to laugh with them.
Yeah, I want to have fun.
Yeah.
But I want to learn too.
And I know the kids there. It's a good group of kids, but you get to kind of just be yourself with them. You don't have to. You don't put on any airs. So I appreciate that. I like that.
Thanks.
I like the smart board. I don't have one.
You need one because it's interactive. Even like little grammar things, even for French.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can do stuff on there on the board, and even they can put stuff up there.
I don't even teach grammar in French anymore.
No, no, not at IC.
Every once in a while,
yeah,
it'll come up in context.
But general papers, definitely. Yeah. All the command words and yeah.
So I liked how you had them growing up and participating in the class and in the instruction, which really, I guess it shows more evidence of like individual, working with them individually.
Okay.
But I don't know what else to say really.
Yeah, but what could I do differently? Because I started them with that worksheet, which was point of view practice for, helping them for the state. So mood and tone and recognizing what perspective it's coming from and how do you know, right? Kind of proving it with evidence. So I started off with that with the baseline. But I know in my lesson plan, I said that I was going to do a progress learning bell ringer, which I probably could do later, because I think they gotta practice it before I can kind of quiz them. So it's almost like a quick little formative assessment with the.
And the activity they had was through HMH, right? Or.
No, it's just an activity that I've had that just kind of has like a little snapshot of POV and how do you know. So it's like a quick little let's review point of view and how we find it to later on be able to write an opening for a narrative using a point of view that's effective for trying to create that sense of unease. So it's all word choices, it's perspective, it's tense. But you got to start with that big picture review. But I feel like what other activities could I do? The little check-ins.
Did they have examples of each style of point of view? Like there were 3?
Yeah, so they have notes through Cambridge and Google Slides that goes through all the different types of point of view.
Did they have real life examples though? Like actual texts that they could have read and identified which one?
Yes, so the other lesson that they read was a prayer for dying, where it was in second person, and it did show them, right, when you look at something through a second person point of view, which you don't see that often, how it shows a sense of where to look, how far can you look, that proximity, that distance, and how much do you know. Being second person, you don't know until you walk with the character and turn the corner. So it creates a sense of unease or tension because you don't know what's going to happen because it's happening live. So they did read a text from, I forget his name, Steve something, but the whole larger text is a prayer for dying, but they just read a section on a passage that showed the different, showed that tense, that point of view, so that they could use it later.
They're saying you are doing something the whole time?
So sometimes it's implied. You unlock the door, you put things up. No, it's just a matter of, it's kind of like, reads like a video game, where you're actually the character. Oh. So it's not third person or first person or I or the character's name.
It's saying just, what
the person... You earned your supper. It's creepy. But it was just an example. They read another text, and that's why we read the night facing up.
So it's putting you in the position of being the main character.
Mm-hmm. And that story, the text that we read together, the night facing up, that was from a perspective of a guy on his motorcycle who crashes, and then he's in and out of consciousness. So when he's not awake, he's dreaming of being like sacrificed to the Aztecs.
Yeah, we read that last year.
Yeah, that's what the kids said. We already read this. I was like, great. Now it's a close reading that we can zoom in on all those little details. So, and they had to do little notice. They had to do a scavenger hunt with sticky notes where they went through and pinpoint different areas of what's happening, how does the character feel, and like different guided questions to help them really understand the development of.
Yeah, it is funny the way it keeps moving.
Yeah, because
in
in
and
the
out of
end,
different
we
states of
know what's
consciousness.
happening as the reader. We know he's in the hospital, but he believes he's getting sacrificed. He's dying. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
of the way.
it left us with the question like, which is real?
Mm-hmm. Like, we know it, but he doesn't know. And that's that one question that was tricking them, is they're like, at the end of the story, how does the narrator feel? Like, or if there was a question leading into the ending, and a lot of people were confused because they were like, oh no, he's in the hospital, not dying and being sacrificed, but the character himself doesn't understand fully what's happening to him.
I
'Cause
think
he's in
it
it.
left us, when we analyzed it, it left us with the question, where, we were still
It
left with
does.
the question, where is he?
Yeah, because it's so flip-flopped that you're like,
Like,
well, maybe.
because I thought maybe he really was being sacrificed.
No, because if you go back to the beginning, he's on the motorcycle, and then you can put the pieces back. That's why you got to go through.
I think it
each
could have gone either
section
way,
of-
though.
Yeah, but that's why it's a good story.
Yeah.
Because it's relatable in life when you do go through an experience. Medication, anesthesia, right? The lack of consciousness. Getting in an accident, you've hit your head, so it is kind of blurry what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
So I feel like the narrator had a good perspective
Yeah.
on he's confused and so are we.
Yeah.
But you can still track it and go back. Okay, this happened here. This happened
And
here.
it was still interesting to read
Yeah.
and think about.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Well, as far as the video goes, your video, um,
yeah.
it was. I like that you showed that you ended with a little Kahoot or a look at review,
Mhm.
which is always fun for the kids. It was varied. You know, you had different things going on. It was
Okay.
just very. It was light-hearted. You know,
Okay.
it was fun.
Yeah, good. Okay. So then I can apply that moving forward with my other lessons because they were more teacher-driven and not student-centered.
Yeah,
So, okay.
I think maybe it still might have been. You could have used a little bit more hands-on interact, like where they're the what are they, student-centered learning,
Mm-hmm.
where they were teaching each other a little bit more or
Yeah.
processing things together.
Okay. Yeah. And it needs to be data-driven because we talked a lot about data and I've used a lot of
But
data.
data's a
here
funny
and
thing though, because sometimes data is, you know, processing reports and looking at all their
Right.
scores. But other times data can also just be like how many of them, if you were doing one of those things where they hold up their board and they say yes or no, or like
Okay.
a quick little formative review, that's also data.
True. You're right.
So it doesn't have to be really complicated, you know, number crunching.
Yes, that's what I've been doing.
Well, that's what we do. That's what Mrs. Collins wants us to
Oh
do.
yeah, the numbers matter. So yeah, I do need to make sure those quick little.
Data is any information that you take in that can help guide your judgment,
Yeah.
your plan.
Okay. Yeah, I do need to do that.
You're good at listening to your kids, so you pay attention.
Yeah, but just just being mindful of those little check-ins count too, and those matter, and those are easy.
Yeah.
And I could do more exit tickets too, where
Yeah.
it's like, how do you feel about it, or even like polls with the smart board. There's little, so how do you feel now, right? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or is just quick little questions. Do you understand fully? And even Cambridge has little self-reflections at the end. So it's like a little rating. On a scale of 1 to 5, how do you feel?
Yeah.
5 being the best, 1 feeling the worst. So I could do more of that too. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know, I should sign up for this program.